君、年はいくつだね。
あ？
私は今年60になる。年を取ると体が思うように動かなくなってな。こんな仕事さっさと終わらせて帰りたいのだよ。
引退しな、おっさん。
Taking into account that we're starting with 2 pieces of news about a classic title, here's a quote from one of the best stories ever created. War does not determine who is right, only who is left. According to Riza Hawkeye, one of the best characters in Fullmetal Alchemist, the military is no longer the good guys. Good evening, my friends. We're almost at the end of the longest month of the year. But before that happens, let's dive into the first part of our weekly news section, What's New with the News? Today's theme, as you already know, in the world of anime, besides our podium, we have 2 classics returning in different formats, 2 isekais. Yes, that genre we all love, and a title from the same author of Laidback Camp. In the manga universe, we have 2 noteworthy comebacks and 1 title that's getting an anime adaptation and will soon reach its conclusion. YouTube, how about you? Are you enjoying the series of the moment, Solo Leveling, or do you prefer other titles like the latest season of Dr. Stone? Either way, whenever you're ready, you can start the video. Let's start with 2 pieces of news about the same title, 2 promotional videos, 2 different characters. We're talking, of course, about The Rose of Versailles, which brings us 2 character videos this week. The first features Oscar Francois de Jarjaye. This work, based on the classic manga by Ryoko Ikeda, will broadcast its old episodes on free-to-air channels until the film's premiere, which we'll reveal next. As promised, the second character video is dedicated to one of the story's most important characters, who is historically famous even to those living under a rock. We're talking about Marie Antoinette, who will be voiced by Aya Hirano. The production team is stellar, including Hiroyuki Sawano as the music producer. The film premieres on March 7th. Continuing with a France-Japan collaboration, G-Kids announced through an English trailer that it will release the 2D animated film Ghost Cat and Zoo in Blu-ray format on March 4th and on streaming platforms, including Amazon Prime and Apple TV Plus, on January 28th. This film is a result of the partnership between Shinei Animation and the French studio Miyu Productions. Speaking of classic titles, Toonami, the programming block responsible for airing many titles in the US and part of Adult Swim, announced that Sailor Moon is returning to its lineup starting today, January 25th. This anime, one of the most important in the shoujo genre featuring female protagonists, was part of the old Toonami Rewind block, which ended in 2012. Now for the first isekai of the day. 2 books revealed the first promotional video for The Water Magician, a TV adaptation based on the light novel series by Tadashi Kubo and Nokito. This anime, set to premiere in July and air on TBS, follows the story of Ryo, who reincarnates in the fantasy world of Fae, hoping for a peaceful life learning to master water magic. Halfway through, here's a very promising title. Although the anime has already premiered, Kadokawa released a promotional video for the isekai, the second of the day. The Red Ranger becomes an adventurer in another world. This title has drawn attention for its originality. The promotional video, titled Kizuna 5, is based on the Sentai program featured in the series and introduces the show's music into the storyline. Power Rangers vibes, anyone? Another new title for spring. From the mind of Afro, the creator of the hit series Laidback Camp, comes Mono. This promotional video reveals that the series will debut in April and also introduces Maki Kawase as the voice of Kako Kamada, a free spirit who, tired of her previous job, quits and now travels by motorcycle while blogging on the internet. The dream life, right? Another new title and another light novel adaptation. A new promotional video for Once Upon a Witch's Death was released. Based on the light novel series by Saka and Chorafuji, this video focuses on Sophie Hader, voiced by Hina Yomiya. This series is set to debut in 2025, produced by EMT Squared and directed by Atsushi Nigorikawa. Before we reach the podium, a title centered on one of humanity's most significant events. Through a promotional teaser, Toei announced that the manga Peleliu Guernica of Paradise by Kazuyoshi Takeda will be adapted into a film set to premiere in Japan on December 5th. Toei will distribute the film, directed by Goro Kuji, Chained Soldier, The Fire Hunter, and produced by Shinei Animation and Fugaku. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for. In third place, with the bronze medal, is the reveal of the first promotional video for what promises to be one of the best anime of the year. I'm the evil lord of an intergalactic empire. Based on the light novel series by Yomu Mishima, Pony Canyon is in charge of sound production, and the anime is set to premiere in April. What's better than an adaptation based on a video game? In second place, with the silver medal, is the reveal of the second teaser for Arknights Rise from Ember, the third season of the adaptation of Arknights, a smartphone game developed by the Chinese company Hypergriff. While the premiere date remains unconfirmed, it is slated to release in 2025. To wrap up, another big premiere for 2025. In first place, with the gold medal, is the announcement from Kadokawa of the first promotional video for SentencedToBeAHero, the prison records of Penal Hero Unit 9004. Based on the light novel series by Rocket Shokai and illustrated by Mephisto, this anime will be produced by Kai, Skeleton Knight in Another World, and is set to premiere later this year. Prisoners becoming heroes. What could go wrong? Let's start with a story coming to an end. The latest issue of the monthly magazine Comic Zero Sum published the final chapter of the manga, The Most Heretical Last Boss Queen from Villainous to Savior, by Akiko Kawano. This marks the end of the manga's story. However, the series will be rebooted under a new title, starting with the Fiancé arc. The release date for this reboot has not yet been announced. Now, a new story with one of those long titles. The latest issue of Akita Shoten's magazine, Dokudemo Young Champion, revealed that mangakas Kota Kaidahara and Kenshiro Sakamoto have launched a new story. Ready for the title? It's called The Strongest Villain Who Retreated, Deep into the Mountains to Avoid Ruin, is forced to take center stage by the heroine he rescued. The manga follows the story of Alba. One of the week's biggest news due to an anime adaptation of this title, mangaka Yuji Iwahara revealed through the Line Manga app that Clevetess, the king of magical beasts, the baby, and the corpse hero, which is set to receive an anime adaptation this year, will enter its final arc. The series follows Alicia, who has dreamed of becoming a courageous heroine since childhood, after being chosen by the king as one of 13 heroes for a mission. The heroes set out to subdue the king of magical beasts, Clevetess. How about a comeback? The Japanese manga service, Manga Hack, published the 232nd chapter of Ranking of Kings by Sosula Toka. The big news is that this is the first chapter released after a long hiatus that began in April 2023. The story revolves around Boji, a deaf prince, and follows his adventures. The manga inspired what is considered one of the best anime of 2021. Speaking of the best, here's a classic title. The Comic Days app by Kodansha published the 52nd chapter of Battle Angel Alita Mars Chronicle by the legendary Yukido Kishiro. This is the first chapter released since March 2024. Kishiro announced on his blog in January 2024 that he had completed chapters 47 through 51 of the manga. Kodansha published those chapters from January to March last year. Of course, this publisher couldn't be left out. The latest issue of Weekly Shonen Sunday by Shogakukan announced that mangaka Aiko Koyama will conclude her manga Makanai in Maiko Lodge within a few chapters. The manga entered its final arc in October 2022. The story is set in the geisha district, Hanamachi of Kyoto, and has already inspired an anime adaptation. Finally, a long-awaited return. Kodansha announced on Thursday that the manga creator circle Clamp will resume their manga Exgasholic Rei in the 21st issue of this year's Weekly Young magazine on April 21st. Exgasholic Rei is the latest manga in the Exgasholic series by Clamp and began serialization in 2013 in the same magazine. The series previously went on hiatus between July 2014 and April 2015.
今こそお前を食ってやろうぞ。このまま食らってくれるわ。
To wrap things up, let's leave you with a quote from a series whose anime many people miss. Quit giving up. What you're doing right now is running away. You just stopped thinking and locked yourself up in darkness because it's easier that way. From Asta, the future wizard king with the most irritating voice ever, giving motivational advice. Which news did you enjoy the most? In anime, The Rose of Versailles and Sailor Moon are two titles that deserve great respect. The new Isekai, The Water Magician, promises fun moments, and of course, from our podium this week, Arknights is always a welcome adaptation, while the final title brings action-packed adventures that will get our hearts racing. In the world of manga, Boji's adventures are back, Clamp is returning, the story of Alita, our battle angel, is making waves again, and Clevites is coming to an end. But we'll get to see it come to life on screen this year, so it's not all bad news. Smash the virtual like button and share the video on your social media and with your friends. Have an amazing Sunday. And tomorrow, same time, same channel, we'll be back for part 2. You know what to do.